Hey guys, and welcome to a showdown featuring Dacta in charge of the mighty forces of the Wood Elves up against Honey Nut and the War Herd of the Shadow Gave. So going for one of the sub-factions of the Beastmen there, but certainly the most potent and deadly lord. So let's slow this game down, probably to a pause actually, as these two factions do tend to like to rush forward. The battle will get underway very quickly. So Dacta has indeed gone for a themed build. This was on one of Darv's King of the Hills, a highly respected YouTube content creator himself, and I was shouting out advice to Dacta to bring different themed builds, but he came with one of his own here, and it's a full female Wood Elf build, which is some pretty interesting stuff. They certainly have some pretty good units in that category. So up front we do have triple Sisters of Thorn, pretty good skirmish cav all round. They they're very expensive, but they can dart, bob, weave, and throw those pesky javelins. But one of the main reasons you do indeed bring them is because of the curse, which is such a good map-wide ability. Or map control ability, sorry, which does debuff melee attack, accuracy, and speed of everyone within that area, as well as Shield of Thorns as well, and you actually get 2 casts of that. Something a lot of people don't know about the Sisters of Thorn is they come in with a whopping 40% physical resistance, which doesn't quite make them ethereal, but it's not that far off. So they're actually relatively tanky, and a bit more tanky than the Wild Riders even. And yeah, can be pretty decent, and certainly be able to run over, enemy skirmishers as well. Now for the main battle line, of course, we are going to have to go for War Dancers here, so they are dotted all the way along. These are not quite naked ladies, but not wearing too much because, the Wood Elf gods will protect them, I suppose, instead of armour. Very quick, good at slicing up infantry very quickly and have some of the coolest attack animations in the game. That anti-infantry also makes them very deadly up against hound units, which do actually count as infantry size and are quite oftenly picked in this matchup. We do have double War Lancers with Azrai Spears as well, which are the same as the front line, but instead of anti-infantry, these bad ladies are indeed anti-large. Of course, all of these troops do get a bonus of fighting in woods and the like, but there are none today. For the leadership core, we do have a Spell Singer simply coming in with a basic Earth Blood. And up in the skies, of course, we have the Glade Lady on a very ferocious and fearsome looking Wood Elf dragon here. Coming in with the Prey of an Arthramer, Arrows of Kurnos, and the Breath attack as well. Arrows of Kurnos can still do decent damage here. You'll often see people use it to go after artillery pieces and the like, but it can do pretty decent damage to casters and kind of squishy characters in general. Now for the forces of the Beastmen here, we do have quad Chaos Warhounds, it looks like, in the front lines, looking to hunt down Waywatchers and Deepwood Scouts and the like. In the secondary line, we have an absolute ton of Ungor Raiders, cheap and cheerful, often allows them to trade relatively effectively up against more expensive archer troops, just because of how expendable these guys are. Apart from that, we do have Ungor Spearherds and 1 Goreherd in this centre pocket, but yeah, a load of just cheap infantry for the most part, as far as the foot core does indeed go. We do have some Centaurs as well. It looks like 1 on either flank, again, kind of preparing to chase down that skirmish build, although that's not what they're going to be facing. And in the deep kind of elements of this build, we do indeed have the Butchers of Kalkan Guard here, coming in with regeneration, makes them pretty good in this matchup. I mean, they're good in most matchups, I actually quite like the Butchers a lot. They are shielded as well, and ferocious looking beasts. Apart from that, just to finish off the leadership core, we do have a Brave Shaman of Beasts, kind of Manticore Summon and Flock of Doom, as well as, of course, Morga the Shadow Gave, easily the best Beast main character in my opinion, coming in with those double spawn summons, always gets some pretty decent value. So for you guys, let's get this underway. Now, something that's going to be really key here is these 4 Ungor Raiders. They will get fantastic value on the War Dancers. As I said earlier, they're pretty much naked with just 15 armor, means they are incredibly squishy to missile fire. And yeah, all 5 Ungor Raiders are going to have to be on point today. Brave Shaman does take an Arrows of Kurnos to the face, chunking down about a quarter of its health, so pretty good value straight out of the gate, as the Sisters of Thorn do push up and try pet pressure onto these Ungor Raiders, but it looks like they're going to be falling back here. The Beastmen are certainly aware that these guys are kind of their most deadly threat, using these Spearherds just to fend off the Sisters, who are going to dance away once more. But it has pushed them away, at least for now, allowing the War Dancers to get a little bit closer to the main melee engagement. You can see 1 unit of Ungor Raiders has taken considerable damage at this point. So War Dancers are going to be running in. Ungors are clearly fleeing back as fast as possible. And the Butchers are probably going to be getting a lovely counter charge as well on these War Dancers. But getting into the thick of it there, up against these kind of albino Ungors here, kind of a pretty cool colour scheme. Butchers of Calgard, though, do run them over And they're going to start slamming down these War Dancers. Azrai Spears certainly want to hop in here, if possible, to help tear up the opponents. And as you can see, Ungor Spearheads actually holding back double War Dancers on either side for now and stopping them getting into the back line on top of those archers. However, a mixture of the War Dancers of Azrai Spears as well as the Glade Lady have already shattered that Bray Shaman, who's not been having a good time at all. Lovely Ferromanticore Summon has gone up here. At the same time, a curse has been popped, allowing the Sisters of Thorn to overwhelm the Chaos Warhounds rather easily here and kind of decimate them quite quickly. In the main push of the engagement, Goreherds not doing too bad here, as they are being saturated on top of by the Butchers of Kalkengard, who quite happily chew through all these War Dancers. But everywhere else, War Dancers are doing a good job. Azrai Spears trying to hold back Centaurs and Chaos Warhounds, but are slowly kind of getting run over and pushed back. And that is one of the problems with Azrai Spears. Of course, don't have enough master pinning troops that they're particularly good at, which of course is large troops, monsters, and cavalry. War Dancers of Azrai Spears have managed to surround this Ferromanticore, which was being debuffed as well. They should be able to shut him down. He's been rampaged now, so he can no longer focus down the Glade Lady, who has hopped on top of the Centaurs. With the help of the War Dancers, should be able to overrun them relatively quickly. War Dancers darting all around the battlefield at the moment. A Chaos Spawn Summoner has gone down, however, and is wailing on the Sisters of Thorn, pinning them in place, and they're going to kind of struggle to escape here. Chaos Spawner having a good time. Down in the back lines, it looks like two of the units of Sisters have managed to push into the Ungor Raiders, and this is absolutely massive, as these guys are going to be critical in helping clear up the War Dancers. But Sisters of Thorn darting all the way around the back here, going to be coming for a downhill charge as they bound down with some really cool animations into the back of these Ungor Raiders, sending them flying. And over in the distance, we even have War Dancers chasing down a unit as well. But never count out to the Beastmen too early. They of course do come with their Chaos Spawn summons, which will do pretty effective up against War Dancers, although nice Earthblood is keeping them alive and active for now. Butchers of Kalkengard pulling out of that engagement, maybe a little bit scared of the Glade Lady, who is currently terrifying Ungor Spearheads in all directions. War Dancers of Azrai Spears have managed to get some pretty decent engagements, not on really critical troops. They did force off some Centaurs early on, but none of them have been able to get on top of the Butchers of Kalkengard just yet, who are simply trying to walk away from the main battle for now and team up with Morga perhaps for a bit of a last-ditch, last stand. As you can see, Sisters of Thorn doing a fantastic job routing Ungor Raiders in all different directions, and we do have a lovely net here coming down onto the Butchers of Kalkengard. Now, there may be no real range presence from this Wood Elf build, but the Glade Lady, but the net is going to allow her to pull away and drop a fat breath attack down the side doing some massive damage, and this is really good kind of elite play by Dactyl. He actually moves away, so he gets a better arc of fire of that breath attack. If you're just above them, obviously it's going to go directly down on top of one model, which of course is good against characters and lords, but against the Butchers and other units, you will always go for that side threat there. Azrai Spears now do have the perfect engagement up against the Butchers, although it looks like good micro here by the Beastman player. He's going to come in and knock all those Elf Ladies to the ground, and then simply pop up again and charge into some War Dancers in the far side, who are getting an Earthblood, which they're certainly going to need as the Butchers come in here and slaughter them. Although with the Glade Lady here and a load of these Azrai Spears, I don't think the Butchers are going to stick here for too long. In the distance, still the same stuff. Sisters do pop a Shield of Thorns for some reason on themselves there, perhaps to force off the Centaurs who are trying to protect the Ungor Raiders. But for the most part, the Beastmen forces are kind of all to the winds. And yeah, Centaurs being forced off, Ungor Raiders not doing too good either. It is kind of just down to Morga at this point, as the Butchers of Kalkengard. Always reminds me of a Geralt of Rivia, that does, because they need the Butcher of Blaviken or something. Butchers of Kalkengard seem similar. Have been shattered, and that is going to be a game for the full female-themed build, which is a pretty cool challenge to set yourself to go for these different themes. I've been doing a few recently on the channel. You may have seen ice-themed builds, fire-themed builds, white lion-themed builds. So I thought this one would be too good to miss an opportunity and try to get it cast. But yeah, very well played to both Dactyl and Honeynut there. Kind of some really cool builds. Honeynut certainly had prepared for more of a skirmish engagement, trying to hunt down Deepwood Scouts, Waywatchers and the like, but still had some punch as well with the Goreherd and the Butchers of Kalkengard to really beat down a front line. However, Dactyl's build just worked perfectly here. War Dancers, for the most part, got on pretty good targets, carved down Ungor Raiders and, Ungor Spearheads, Goreherds and the like, and that Azrai Spears did struggle to start with to get the right engagements, although there wasn't too many for them, really just those Centaurs and Butchers, but eventually did manage to pull down those big beasties. But the real MVPs here are certainly the Sisters of Thorn, doing some fantastic damage, dropping their buffs and debuffs at the right time to help swing key engagements, and then hunting down the Ungor Raiders as well, who are certainly the #1 threat to this build. So very well played by both of these lads. This was from a King of the Hill on the Mighty Darv Plays channel. Please do go check him out if you haven't already. He's a YouTuber. I'm sure if you are watching my stuff, you've probably heard of him anyway, but yeah, just if you haven't, make sure to go check him out. And guys, hope you did enjoy. If you did, feel free to give the video a big old thumbs up and subscribe for more Total War Warhammer content. If you want to send in replays to my channel, get involved in the tournament scene and all that kind of good stuff, feel free to join my Discord. There is a link in the description just down below. And there's also links to other ways you can support the channel via Patreon. We have YouTube membership, all that kind of different crazy stuff. Anyway guys, until next time, peace, peace, and as always, stay awesome.